And good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the last Monday of October. It is the last Monday of October, October 27th. Good morning, all. How are you doing today? Whew, what a week last week, right? I gotta say that the fam made it back home safe and sound last night. And now it's just, get back into that groove of things. And yeah, we'll put it all together there. Now, today, Monday, October 27th, what are we talking about? We're talking about, believing in yourself. Because, if nobody believed in you, it's a good thing that you did. Because I'm telling you, have you ever heard someone tell you what you're doing isn't a real job? Or if you've seen that nice little smile when you tell people, hey, I make shirts. This episode's going to be for you. The truth is, they don't need to believe in you. You just have to believe in yourself long enough for the results to prove them wrong. Every maker has a story, and that family member, that friend, that doesn't understand what you do, or thinks that you're so crafty, or customers who want a discount because they assume you're just doing this for fun. It's easy to let those voices plant doubt in your head. It's same disbelief that tries to hold you back when you can also become your biggest motivation. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, it's your first time here, a long time here. I need to know who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, what the weather is like in your area. We got sun today. I will say, after last week of cold, dreary, just trashy all the time, welcome back, sun. As far as what's in the cup, we're just about done with the Astro Vibe. Astro Vibe is just about what we're dealing with there. And it's chilly. It's chilly. So let's check in. Let's see how you were doing today. Gabriella, you are not the only here. You're just the first one here. You're the first one there. And Sharon, good morning to you. Keith, good morning. Sunny Space Coast in Florida. Coffee in the cup. Sunny in Italy, but cold. Ooh. Yep, you're Barb checking in. North Central Minnesota, 46 and sunny. Water in the cup, 5 things: 3D print, embroider beanies, logo digitizing, press shirts, cut HTV. Barb's got a busy day in front of her. Claire, good morning to you. It's going to be a great. Yeah, it is. You want to know why we woke up? We're here. Brian, already going back to bed to start over? Just get some. What was that? Bleach? Some Comet cleaner. Toilet bowl cleaner. What were we messing with yesterday? Oh, there. Jerry, good morning to you. Crafty Tech, Rhonda, good morning. Good morning. Hi, Jerry. See, I see it right there. People say, how's that little t-shirt thing you're going? I'm like, well enough to, just send the wife and kids down to Disney cruise, so not too bad. Yeah, almost daily, right? The chat bar wouldn't even show up the first 3 times I started the video. Yeah, Brian, just start over, right? Only my inner circle knows my business. My customers are not my friends. That's true words have not be spoken. I know a lot of my customers have turned into friends. I know a lot of competitors in the industry are friends. It's weird how that all works. Angela, good morning to you. Cold and rainy there in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Got home from London last night. Ooh, what were you doing over across the pond? Jackie, Georgia, raining. That's not fun. Sunny there today. Poured rain and flooded the whole city last night. Over 11 inches of rain. They were flying out last night from Orlando, and I'm like, ooh, because that was what happened last Sunday. It put a 5-hour delay on it. I said, are you going to be in it? And they weren't. They were able to get in and out of there. So pretty nice. Good morning to you, Kathy. Jerry, he does exist. Yes, my customers have been amazing. I work in cybersecurity. I had an offsite there to meet with coworkers. That sounds pretty cool. I will say that. That sounds pretty cool. So what do you say we get into it and see what we got today? The ones who make it in this industry, they're not always the most talented or the most connected. They're most likely the ones that just kept showing up when nobody was clapping for them. They turn that criticism into focus, that doubt into data, and that side eye into fuel. And so today, we're gonna dive in. We're going to give you 5 ways that we can turn every ounce of doubt into drive. Right? So the next time somebody underestimates you, you'll smile, you'll thank them silently, and get back to building something they could never imagine. Right? So, number 1, use doubt as your data, because doubt hurts. Especially when it comes to people that you love. But instead of taking it personally, let's just take it as an information. Doubt reveals, where others can't see what you see yet. It's not proof that you're wrong. It's proof that you're just thinking differently. And that's what innovators do. When people don't understand your business, it's often because they've never built one themselves. They can only measure what they can see. And they can't see late nights, the planning, the learning curve, or those small wins that are stacking up behind the scenes. You have a vision that they're not capable of picturing yet. So instead of arguing or trying to convince them, let's just use that energy to keep proving yourself right. Let their "you can't" become your "watch me." All right. The more you act on your goals, the less time that you'll have for their opinions. And eventually, your results are going to speak for themselves. So some examples of this is a home-based decorator was told by their parents, no one makes money selling shirts online. 2 years later, she's got 3 stores and outsources production. Hey, she just got the drive going. Another designer's friends laughed when she said that she was starting a business. She now has, man, I cannot speak this morning. She now has hundreds of digital downloads being sold daily across the world. All right. So, action step for this is let's write down 3 times that someone doubted you and what you learned from each time. Then let's use that as proof that you've already overcome worse things. All right. Now, number 2, let's define success for yourself. All right. One of the fastest ways to lose motivation is to try and measure success by someone else's definition. The people who doubt you are often chasing a version of success that doesn't fit your goals. Maybe they can't understand why you'd rather make shirts at midnight instead of binge watch Netflix. But they don't have your dream. Your success might look like freedom, flexibility, or time with your kids, not corporate titles or paychecks, and that's okay. When you define success on your terms, other people's opinions really lose their power. Your version of making it doesn't have to impress anybody. It just has to fulfill you. Every person who's built a business from home started with one belief, that their dream was worth the effort, even when nobody else saw that vision. So some examples of that is a decorator with their 9-to-5 job to be home with their kids. Family didn't understand until the business paid for their family vacation. We kind of went through that. The one decided that their goal wasn't a storefront. It was a part-time business. They gave them the creative freedom. And by staying true to that, they never burned out. So, action step is let's write your personal definition of success in one sentence. Not what looks good online, but what feels right to you. And post that where you can see it and read it daily. Now, number 3, let's build a track record that speaks louder than opinions. When people doubt you, words won't change their minds. Results will. Every time you complete an order, make a happy customer, or improve a process, you are building proof that your work has value. Doubt fades when faced with data. So keep track of your wins, no matter how small they are. Document customer testimonials. Document sales numbers. Document repeat buyers. Document photos of finished products. These things are your receipts. They are literal evidence that what you're building is working. Now, the beauty of results is they don't need any defending. You don't have to try to convince anyone when your business speaks for itself. Every shirt you press and every customer who comes back is another reason to stop explaining and start expanding. So, some examples of this, you know, a excuse me, transfer seller created a binder of thank you notes and reviews to flip through when she felt discouraged. It became her personal confidence booster. You know, another maker started keeping a milestone folder with screenshots of their biggest moments: first online sales, first $1,000 week, first return customer, and use that to push through those tough days. So for this action step, let's create your own proof folder. Digital or physical, doesn't matter. This is where you're going to save reviews, milestones, and wins. And when doubt starts to creep back in, you're going to revisit that folder. All right. Now, before we go any further into 4 and 5, let's check in and see what we got there for it. Jenny, good morning to you. It is mission's cold. It's getting here. Kelly, we all need this. I do. Believe me, a lot of everything that we do on these podcasts on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure to go like, subscribe, and so you get notified. These are things that help us get through it. So I'm right there with you. And Rhonda says, I love when someone tries to tell me I can't do something. I'll show you. That's right. That's right. Just because they can't does not mean that I can. I can. Boy, can I. Yeah, you can. Absolutely. Currently going through this. 75% of my shopping machines were left. We're left in the move. Now basically I have to start over from scratch. What do you do? You know what you can do, and you're going to build upon it. Cindy, good morning. It's 40 and I'm drinking Atomic. Shirley Temple. Ooh, I haven't had Atomic for a while. Now, 5 things: ship order, pack up Halloween merch, take shop photos, order towel blanks, switch craft show displays to Christmas. That's right. Christmas is here. Howdy, Cindy. Glad you made it from Jerry. He says who says it's all a waste of time? Who says it's a waste of time? Hi, Barb from Angela. Hi, Jenny and Cindy. I love the track ones. Yeah, it's right. Like we can look, I can look here and see stuff on it. I can see, that we sponsored a cruise last year because here's part of that. I can see that we sponsored another event because there's things from there. I can see, orders that are ready to be picked up from there. I can see orders that need to be done. I can go through my list. Oh, because did I say your 5? I need your 5 things that you're going to accomplish today. With that, we have meetings today. We have designs that need to get done. We have temporary tattoos that need to be printed and gone out. We have sourcing. There's some weird stuff that we're trying to see if we can find for it. And then PPS. What is that? Pick, pull, ship? There's something like that. I wrote down PPS and I'm not sure what it was. Oh, the spouse. Use that backhand strong. on it. All right. Maybe this right here, number 4. Number 4. Let's turn that criticism into clarity. All right. Sometimes doubt comes disguised as advice. Anybody ran into this? Are you sure people will buy that? You should probably have a backup plan. Instead of getting defensive, listen for the useful part. Every bit of criticism contains 1 or 2 things: truth or fear. All right. Your job is to figure out which it is. Now, if it's truth, like feedback on your pricing, your presentation, or your marketing, use it. Let it refine you. Now, if it's fear, like you're wasting your time, discard it immediately. That fear belongs to them, not you. Learning to separate constructive feedback from baseless opinions, that's going to make you unstoppable. You'll start to see doubt as direction, a way to sharpen your business instead of slowing it down. So some examples of this: the maker got told that their shirt prices were too high. You're never too high. She researched competitors and realized that she was actually undercharging and adjusted, resulting in higher profits. Another artist was told that their designs were too niche, right? Instead of quitting, she really leaned into that niche, and it became their signature style. So, action step. The next time someone criticizes your work, ask yourself, is this coming from experience or is it coming from fear? Use only what helps you grow. Now, number 5, believe so loudly they have no choice but to notice. The most powerful thing that you can do when people doubt you is to keep showing up with conviction, right? Confidence is contagious and consistency is undeniable. When you keep creating, keep posting, and keep selling with energy, people start to take you seriously because you take yourself seriously. You don't need to argue for your legitimacy. Your work will do that for you. Every live video, every order shipped, every goal hit is declaring, I am here to stay. Eventually, the same people who doubted you, will start to ask you how you did it. The key is persistence. Staying the course even when no one is watching. Every small step you take is just one more piece of proof that their disbelief does not define you. Your discipline does. So, some examples of this. A printer kept posting videos for months with no engagement. By Christmas, her consistency finally paid off, and reels started going viral, and sales started coming in. Look at us, consistency. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It doesn't matter if no people show up or 100 people show up. We just do it. It's just part of what it is. Example 2, a maker's friend mocked her little shirt business. 3 years later, those same friends were wearing her spirit wear at all the kids' games. That one is one of my favorite ones. So the action step is this week. Let's post or share something that shows your progress, even if it feels small. Your consistency will silence doubt faster than your words ever could. So to recap, when nobody believes in you, that is your cue to believe harder. Here's some ways that we're going to turn that doubt into your greatest advantage. We're going to use doubt as your data. So let disbelief fuel your focus. Define success yourself. Your goals, your rules. Build a track record that speaks louder than opinions, because results win arguments. We're going to turn criticism into clarity. Separate that truth from the fear. And 5, believe so loudly that you have no choice, that they have no choice but to notice. Confidence is your proof. Now, every maker you admire was once underestimated. Someone told them it wouldn't work, that it wasn't practical, or that it was just a hobby. But you know what? They just kept going anyway. And now they're proof that belief beats approval every single time. So, right now, if nobody believes in you, good. That means that your vision is bigger than their imagination. Keep pressing, keep posting, and keep building. Because I'm telling you, one day, those same people are going to look at you and say, wow, I always knew you could do it. That's what we got for you today. Wednesday, we do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Wednesday, we were talking hot mess, still pressed, right? Because some days everything just goes wrong. And so that's what we're going to talk about on Wednesday. I'd love your questions, comments, concerns on what we got rocking and rolling. Jacqueline's. We'll be back. Otherwise, just, get back. Go back, watch replay. If you're watching on replay, go back. Make sure to watch. Hit team replay in there so that way we know we got to it. And responding to Angela Gangsheet questions. I always answer your questions. I love helping you out. I love helping people out. It's a lot of times we're going through some issues on what we need. People having issues with kind of the new Gangsheet builder and that. So we got to work on that. I got to do videos on it to show how that works off. We're really close on 6. I got to start doing stuff for that. We've got November right around the corner. We got stuff we got to get done. I got to make some stuff happen. Deflated, but slowly working my way back. Lonnie, you show up here Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I will do my best to give you as much confidence as I can. You got this. There's nothing separating you from the most successful decorator. They all started somewhere. You got this. We're here to support you. We know you can do this. Hey, I'm telling you, you guys don't realize how much I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to show up to this, to show up to Tuesday with Odds, to show up for us. So this is my way of giving back. We all needed it. I needed it. because I'm going through it too. You know, you're very welcome, Jerry. You're very welcome. And congrats on losing last night, right? I mean, just saying, you had a chance to win. Uh, you are very welcome, Claire. You are very welcome. I love them too. Rhonda, I'm telling you, I would say at least 90% of the stuff that we go over that we talk about is all stuff that I need for myself, stuff that we need to review. Now, there's times people will say, hey, what about something like this? I'm like, yeah, let's put something together. But for the most part, we deal with the same stuff. Like, we had a post that I shared over the weekend where it was just a few short years ago where, we're doing the TRW takeover. Hey, we're going to be down there. These are the days. Let's do a takeover and let's put something together for it. And, who would have thought 2 years later I'd own the company? We just kept at it. Thank you for that. I love it. I love it. I love it. You can do share. That's what we got. I'd love to see the day where we have, 100 people here again. Sometimes it happened twice. Love to see that happen again. It's like getting a blessing and some great tips from you. Like Crafty Church. Maybe that's what we should name is Crafty Church. I love it. Crafty Church. I love that. You should just start going live more often. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. That was the bomb. And I loved it. And meeting you in Pilar. We had a blast with that. It was a good time. I can't say I can't wait to do it again because there is no more there. So now we just have to start planning to do one here in the Midwest. That's not going to happen anytime soon. That is a far off thing, but we'll get back into that where there will be TRW University, and we'll get back to all of that there. I promise, and we'll do it when it's nice out here. So summer. All right. With that, we got stuff to do. If you're in our mentorship community, I get that call starting up in a half an hour. For everybody else, the goal is we're going to launch that next month. I got a meeting today to kind of square up some things, and then that's kind of the number one focus on that person's project list is to get everything squared away, so we can do that. And there might be a flash sale on it next month. We got a meeting this week to kind of go over what we're doing next month for Black Fridays and flash sales, because we got overabundance of some stuff that we're getting rid of, some other stuff that we're going to bring in, some things we're going to do. So the summer soiree, yeah, I like that. I like it. I love it. Sending you and all some great news and progress this week. We got this. Yeah, let's see it. I want to see what we do is post over in the group. We want to see what you got there. All right. So you guys have an amazing day. We'll be back Wednesday because we do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure to like and subscribe and share. Until next time, peace, love, press on. We will see you then.